We are live. Hello, people. My name is James McDonald, and this is a guided healing meditation. Okay, this is more than a meditation. This is a meditation where I will be helping you generate internal frequencies that help you govern your life, that help lead your life, that help you to move in a direction that allows you to self heal through specific modalities, specific health regimes. It could be through a variety of different things. Um, but what I help you do is again come into time. And when you come into the moment, you again, that natural intelligence that lives within us, we, you know, it helps us make decisions. It helps us hone our intuition. It helps us hone uh, you know, health, you know, so, and a lot of other things as well. So let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat box. Just say g'day, say hello. Hopefully you can hear me okay as well. Hopefully I'm not lagging or it's a little bit laggy here. I might even check on my phone actually myself just to make sure, and then we'll just get stuck into, I'll explain just briefly and then what it's about, and then the biggest thing for you guys, for those that are new, whether you're listening to the replay or not, is just experiencing it. Okay, here we go. How's this going? How's this tracking? Am I lagging? Not really. That's cool. All right, cool. All right. But again, this is more than a meditation. So people that I've worked with, and I've been in like the success industry for a while. Oh, from Thailand. How cool! Living it up in Thailand. Cool, cool. Copenhagen. How do I pronounce that, Paula? Oh, oh. uh, Oahu. Gosh, I'm gonna be googling that so I can pronounce it right, Paula. Ollie, love it. Cool, cool, sweet. That's got me cracking up. That is so funny. I can't pronounce that. I can't pronounce that. Oh gosh. All right, cool. All right, guys, show's over. No. Where was I? Yes. So a guided healing meditation. So, um, and you might experience people that have jumped into these meditations with me before, and even though they've done things in the past, they've said to me, they're like, dude, this was different. Like, what the hell was that? And I was like, honestly, man, I don't really know. I worked with a teacher of mine, um, and I started to be able to like drop into deeper states and kind of create this presence within myself. And then I just invited other people to come in for the ride, and people had some pretty amazing experiences, really just relaxing really quickly, falling asleep. So you might fall asleep on this call. Yukon, what's up, Glenna? Awesome to see you. And uh other people said, I've worked with big time coaches, and what you did in a third of the time, what you did, it took a third of the time. And so I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing. So I'm not going to say you're going to have a big, huge wow experience. You might feel very rejuvenated. You basically, I'm helping you receive, and I'm kind of reading the group as well, to see what we need. So as you're listening in, and we'll get into it. So just look around, and really that this is the basis of these meditations, is really noticing where the hell are you in the world. Okay, like, where are you compared to your environment? And we go into deeper concepts in programs of mine, but for now, it's like, okay, where are you? So just look around. So, okay, cool. I'm in my room, right? I see the wall, it's in front of me. The wall's behind me. There's some windows, a door, there's some clothes, there's some books, there's a light. And this might sound very simple, but as you do that, I'll help you generate internal frequencies or a vibe, right? A presence within yourself. And some of you are feeling it already for those that have taken the time just to sit here and lock in. And as you do that, notice what you can hear. You might hear something on my side. I got a fan going, so just notice that. Okay, it's pretty damn hot here in Australia, so I'll keep a fan on. Uh, Noticing how you're breathing. Noticing how you're breathing. The rise and fall of your chest or your belly. And then noticing what you can smell. And noticing how you're feeling in a very short amount of time. You may feel grounded. You may feel stable. You might not feel stable. The key is really just to watch yourself. Notice the emotions that you're feeling, perhaps thoughts that may be running through your mind, or a stillness if you're noticing a stillness. As you notice what you can taste, and then noticing what you can touch. So, clothes on your skin, and again, noticing the clothes on your skin. And then noticing your feet. As you ask this question, how can I connect with my best self even more? Or how can I, how can I ground myself? Or how can I be present within myself and my best self even more? As you notice the floor, Again, noticing the floor, taking that breath in, noticing what is supporting you. It could be the chair, the sofa. Mm. 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 Noticing your breath, then noticing your kneecaps, your ankles, and then your pelvis. There's nothing to figure out mentally. Just watch yourself as you bring that awareness to your ankles, your knees, your pelvis. It's all you need to do. Yeah, you might have problems to solve, right? Challenges in your life, things that are going on that you want to resolve. And the cool thing is, you have an inbuilt system, a default system that knows how to resolve those things. You're awesome, right? You're a human being. You're pretty badass, right? Most people say, "Hey, like we won the race," but uh, uh, what I found out though is, I'm pretty sure, is that the egg actually chooses the sperm. So you didn't win a race; you were chosen. You were chosen to experience what it means to be a human. Now, sure, 100%, you look at history, there's been some pretty horrific things. But at the root core of it, when you look at a child, like an infant, that's straight out of the oven, fresh, they're amazing. You see pure potential just like in your hands, right? I mean, I haven't, I've saw my 6 week year old nephew, but even then, 6 weeks, saw my nephew, saw images of him when he was a little one, even younger than that. And you're like, holy moly, like, wow, whew, uh, pretty an amazing being. So as you notice your breath and you notice your pelvis, as you just notice what you're experiencing, allowing emotions to be felt, watching yourself and watching those emotions. From what I'm picking up, there's quite a few of you that are releasing quite a lot of stuff that you've been holding on to. So just let it go. But back to story time. Babies and humans are we have a deep we're defaulted to growing, to curiosity, to exploration, connection, to discovering ourselves as time goes on. The crappy thing is, and it's no one's fault, or maybe it is someone's fault. I don't know. But parents, society, shit that's happened, right? It we get tossed around. We get abused, we might be hated on, or maybe we don't. Maybe we're the opposite. Or perhaps we see, say, achievement, we see success, but then we see what say the dark side of whether it's financial success or physical success or whatever it is. So we see these experiences as we grow up, and then we adjust ourselves. We either go, oh, that's how we're meant to do it because mum and dad did it that way. All right, well, I suppose I'll just do it that way. Okay. Or we go, okay, that doesn't make sense. I've got to find another way. You look at the world around you and it doesn't really make sense, or at least you know, sometimes. As you take another breath in, noticing the floor and whatever else is supporting you. And again, just noticing how you're feeling. There could be some friction, there could be some irritation. Do your best to observe. You don't need to figure out why you're feeling something or what it means. Just notice that friction as you notice your feet, your knees, and then your pelvis. And for those others that have been here before, that have perhaps had sessions, and you'd like to just go deeper, within yourself, go for it. If you're feeling that, say, that crispness, and then for others that may have been here before as well, or this might be your first session, if you're noticing that friction, notice it. Go, I'm feeling a little irritated. I'm noticing that there's some irritation in my body, in my mind, in my feet, or around me. I wonder what that's about. As you notice your pelvis and your lower spine, as we hang out, mm, there we go. There we go. As you notice your hips on down, so your legs, knees, shins, ankles, heels, top of the feet, base of the feet. For some of you, this may start getting intense. And also notice how things have just naturally moved for you. Like watching the weather. Yeah, you're on a park bench and you're just watching the clouds roll in and then roll out. You're noticing the wind, the breeze, the rustle of the leaves. As you notice what you're sitting on, what's supporting you, as you watch those leaves of emotions, or leaves of thought, or leaves of stillness, leaves of expansiveness, whatever it is for you. Isn't that interesting? It's your natural intelligence. It's your default setting, guys. Helping you access that within yourself. It's pretty damn cool. Noticing your breath. We'll go even deeper. You guys are gathering so much momentum. It's so cool. Really, really cool. Noticing the floor again, what you're sitting on, feet, and moving through your body. Just scanning through, noticing your feet, noticing your heels, shins, calf, kneecap, your thighs, hips, pelvis, glutes. All those bones within, all the cells within, all the blood vessels, the veins, the muscles, the things you know about, you don't know about happening in your body. There's a lot going on there's a lot going on that we don't even think about. So you notice the base of your spine. for all you veterans out there as well, that have been working with me for a while, um, whether whether it's been recently or not, uh, you have the power, and it's not just the veterans, right? Um, you know, everyone has the power. Okay. And again, depending on where you're at on your journey, like the phase that you're at, um, some of you might have felt helpless in the past, regardless of what you've done. Some of you may have felt helpless even going through this. You get to a certain point, and then you're like, "Oh my God, like what the hell? Like what the fuck? Why is it go? Why are things going to shit?" So I'll talk about both sides and just stay in this space and stay in this zone as you scan throughout you so as you scan the floor, what you're sitting on, and then that lower half. And if you want, you can move through your body as well, your upper body, your mid, your your gut, and then you can work your way up. But we'll talk about both sides, say, of helplessness. Okay, so um, let's just say someone that has never done this sort of say work, right? Whatever you want to call it, quantum healing. Let's just call it quantum healing, quantum meditation, or healing meditations. Um, you may have gone to therapy, you may have done NLP, you may have done, yoga, you may have trained, you may have just gone, you know what, I'm going to the gym, I'm changing my life, right? I'm getting fit, whatever it might be. Um, and you may have gotten the result, you may not have gotten the result, but there is, say, this element of helplessness, because in that instance, you may have, say, achieved X, but you might have got fitter, you might have changed your clothes, right? You might have lost a few kilos, but then you feel better about yourself, right? You have this self-worth, but then you keep attracting uh, shitty partners, right? Or you can't, or for whatever reason, you don't want a partner. Okay. So in that instance, it's like, cool, you've gotten healthy and you've created, say, a physical self-worth, but then behind the scene, and this is like a generalization, right? Some of you might be running this pattern, but uh again, because I can pick up, I can just see you at a deeper level. But again, this is a very personal thing, right? So it's going to be different for every person, depending on the person. But let's just use this person, okay? And if you are that person, then it's just by chance, okay? Or maybe it's not by chance. So taking another breath in, you build this physical self-worth, but then underneath, you're still operating a pattern, or that pattern is still there. You're still operating from a place of, oh, okay, like I get abused in relationships, or relationships hurt me. Love equals drama. Okay. So it's like you look better and you feel better, but relationships still go to shit. Okay. So the reason why that happens is because, again, your underlying pattern is still there to a certain degree. You might physically feel better, uh, but there is something within you that is then creating those shitty relationships. Yeah. So here I help you say, yeah, I help you adjust the underlying pattern. Okay, or you start to discover it. You start to, not necessarily overnight, for some people it's overnight, but you start to learn at a deeper level how you create those things in your partner, or how you create those things in a relationship, whether you're super healthy or not. Okay, but chances are, as you go through this, and you really get it, right? You really start to get it, and you really start to own it. Again, you'll most likely become healthy as well, right? You'll move towards health over time. Okay, and again, it's over time, guys. It's over time. Things can happen very quickly, but it's over time. Yeah. So then the next say group would be people that have gone through this and that continue to go through it. Okay, like myself, right? You might get to a certain point where you throw the, you throw the, what do you call it? You shit hits the fan, or the blame game starts coming out, or helplessness starts coming out, even though your life has dramatically changed since, since uh, working on yourself through this format, you know, like working with me, for example. You're like, hey, cool, like, but my life is still pretty wild, still pretty chaotic. And for those veterans that might be there, this is I encourage you to sit with it, like I've had to sit with it, you know, um, quite recently. I've had to sit with my own stuff and go, hey, dude, like, are you just playing victim here? And are you just blaming? Or are you really going, okay, fine, fine. I I understand frequencies and vibes, okay? And maybe I don't. But what I do know is when I feel grounded. When I feel grounded and when I feel centered. And I know when I don't feel that way. You know, frequencies, vibes, and, you know, all that stuff. Throw that out the window. Do you feel connected still or not? And if you're not, well, what do you need to do to come into that stillness? And when I say stillness, it's not just like kumbaya, like yay, like mm, yes, there is that element to it, but that crispness to you, and it may mean that you need to go drop into stillness. You may need to, like, I don't know, just stand there and just stare at the horizon for a little bit, and again, spatial reference, and like and notice yourself and your body, and observe, right? uh, it's important to to realize that you do have that power within you. Okay. You really do. And I think I've gone through things in my own life in the past 4 or 5 months, 4 months, to learn this lesson. Hence why I'm now teaching it. Right. And who knows, I might fuck up again. I might mess up again, and fall off the wagon or fall off the you know fall off time. But uh, the only person that is going to again, when you're at that, when you've gone through the process, the most powerful people in the world, and I'm not saying like presidents and queens and that power. I mean like internal power, say self-control, uh, uh, are the people that take responsibility of their actions and their state of being. And it's tough. Initially, it's tough, because it's very easy to blame. It's very easy, especially when you're in it. So for whatever reason, I wanted to share that. Maybe some of you have been moving through that, especially for those individuals that have worked with my teacher. Right? He's, yeah. It comes a time when you are your own teacher. That's really it. You are your own guide. You are your own parent. You know, it's you, yourself, you and your higher self cruising together. You know, so yeah. All right, guys. I may leave it there. For those of you that would like to, yeah, let me know if that landed. Let me know if something resonated there for you in the chat. There is a bit of a time delay on my side, so hmm, 100%. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, landed. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. So, like, and I've in the past I've spoken about frequencies and things like that, but just to keep it simple, it's like, are you in your body or not? It's like, are you in your body? And are you operating from your entire body and being, or are you just operating from here? And then if you are, it's like, okay, cool. Well, how can I be my body? What do I need to do? Might mean going to the gym, and it might mean, again, just taking those few moments just to, and just bring it back. You know, you might, Scott, I know you'll like this one. Uh, for example, I'm currently living in a place that I'm not too stoked about, but it is what it is. Things happen and blah blah blah. And I have this really nice morning. When I had this nice morning, and then I come back to my home, and immediately before I enter my home, I'm like, oof, and I feel it every now and then. I'm like, oh damn, like there's this gut feeling, right? And I can kind of see it as well. It's like, like getting pulled into another, like a, like a swamp, basically. uh, it's like, I'm like, oh, you know, cool. I could just walk into the swamp, or I could just take a moment to go, okay, cool. Let's just, I know there's a swamp, but I'm just going to bring it back. I'm going to be in control as I go through the swamp, okay? Instead of just mindlessly going into the swamp, okay? So if you're in those situations where you might not be happy with your physical arrangements, um, take back control. Be in control of your like actions when you enter a space, when you eat specific food that you might not be 100% on board with, um, uh, before you go into a meeting room, or before you jump on a call, before you have a conversation with someone, or maybe someone's trying to have a conversation with you, and it's like, dude, like, just I'll have this conversation with you later. Right now, I can't have this conversation. It's those little like micro assertions that you take control in, that really add up over time. That like really add up, like they add up big time. So this is a little reminder for you guys, just to notice that. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. All good. All good, Donna. All right, cool. Alrighty, guys. Well, for those that are in Sydney, just stay tuned. I made a little mistake. I thought that I'd hired a venue for next week, but I received a reminder not an hour ago or 2 hours ago that it's tomorrow. So, so I have an in-person event that is tomorrow in Maroubra. So if you want to go to that tomorrow, anyway, I thought it was next week, but I just got the dates wrong. So just keep an eye out on that. I'm going to be posting on Instagram some stuff around that. So I mean, if you want to go, let me know. And then for everyone that's overseas, next week Wednesday. So this is online group session. So I've capped it at 3 people, only 3 people, and it was 6. And then I thought, you know what? I've had some sessions where, quite a few sessions with 3 people, and it was a really lovely time. It was again, I'm evolving through this, right? So I'm limiting it to 3 people. And how the sessions work is, one, we drop in together as a group initially for like 15-ish minutes, and then to settle in and to kind of to gather some momentum, and potentially to clear some things for the group, to freshen us up for the individual sessions. And then each individual will have roughly about 20 to 30 minutes uh, with me, right? So just 100% my attention to you, uh, chatting about specific life challenges, or like working on your specific presence, like your specific makeup. And then once your session is done, you continue listening in. So it's an hour and a half all up. It's 90 minutes. You continue listening in, and no phones. I mean, if you want to record it, that's cool. On your audio, that's fine. But staying in that presence, right? Staying in as best as you can that stillness. You don't have to be like meditating the entire time. I mean, ideally, yes, but you might want to rest, you might want to fall asleep, but if you can stay in that zone for as long as you can, you receive benefit, right? You're bathing in that deep presence with you and your higher self for 90 minutes. Like it's a long time, especially at that quantum level, at that yeah. So you also listen into other people that are other people's sessions. So you can listen in, tune into them, and you'll also benefit from listening into other people's sessions as well. Okay. So if you're into that, you're curious about that, you can check out the newsletter that I sent out. It's got details there. Or if you want, just you can email me at hello@james-mcdonald.com. And I might actually just write that. Um, I'll do that later. But yes, you can just email me and I'll send you the link. Okay. So um, that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions at all? Bum bum. I don't know how long the lag is. No worries, Paula. All good. All good. Mhm. All righty. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night. All right. Cool. All right, guys. I will see you either next Wednesday, potentially tomorrow, either on the live stream, or I'll see you when I see you. Okay. Thanks for being here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later. Peace.